Now, the terminology of that attitude, as you said before, focusing on what's strong, not what's wrong. How crucial is that?
So when someone comes to Quing, I do all the assessments just about. And the first question, they come in and they want to talk to me about their problems. Okay. I just sit back and I say, actually, we all have problems. What are you good at? What are your interests? What are you strong at? Let's build on that before we look at your problems. Because if we can build on something that's really good, the problems fall away.
Do people need to learn to value themselves more?
So in a way, it's about valuing yourself more, but it's also about forming a healthy relationship with yourself. You know, we all hear about mental health problems. We hear about this problem. We hear about that problem. In a way, what we try and develop is wellness, mental wellness, physical wellness. You know, in many ways, it's a paradigm shift. You know, it's that building on and developing a wellness in the person and treating problems.
Do you find perhaps some of the terminology used, and it is forgivable, but by maybe the state or health services, they have to find solutions to problems? I suppose that's the way they look at it. But is that terminology perhaps when you're talking about something like mental health or overall well-being, is that unhelpful sometimes?
So from my own past, I've been through the mental health system. I've been through the criminal justice system. My history has been all over the newspapers. You know, I walked away from my old life in 2005. My personal experience of having a label put on me was less than helpful. It just gave me a justification in behaving in a certain way. So at Quing, we don't label people. So we don't describe ourselves as a drug and alcohol unit. We don't describe ourselves as a mental health unit. We don't describe ourselves with working with people who have been criminalised. We describe ourselves as a trauma unit, because if you look at 99.9% of the people who have mental health problems, addiction problems, are being criminalised early on in their life, or at some point there has been trauma. You know, instead of trying to fix the problem, go to the root cause and dig the root cause out. And we do that by having community and offering person-centred counselling.
Now, what kind of skills can you transfer or offer, or, you know, encourage the growth of in a person? I mean, we talked about things like valuing something that's strong in yourself, but just talk us through maybe some of the mechanisms you mentioned, peer mentoring, support groups. How would that work, and what other things can you use to develop that?
Okay, so at the moment we're developing quite a lot of different projects within. I describe it as peer mentoring, A, B, C, D, and counselling. But within that, we're doing educational courses. We're developing lots of different things all at the same time. So if you're good at something, say if you're autistic and you're good at painting, if you want to build someone's self-confidence and self-esteem up, you give them something they're good at. So at the moment we're arranging. One of the people who is coming through the system is very autistic, so we're arranging them to do classes with other people within the system. Another person is good at doing mechanics of cars, so we're trying to encourage him to show the other people. So it's just about people interacting and communicating, and a lot of what we do isn't about being in a unit. It's actually about people just being friends and doing things outside of the time at Quing. So we offer specialist support, but we also encourage people to do normal things together.
So what's happening next week?
Okay, so we're running our first peer mentoring training. So it's an introductory course. And it's been run by Peter and Lucinda Neal, who are corporate leadership trainers. They've been in the business since it began, really. And they have vast experience working in all sorts. So they've worked in prisons all over the world. They've worked in the corporate sector. They've worked, in the charitable sector. And the idea is so if you're going to support someone else, you have to know what your junk is. Okay, it's dead simple, because it's really easy to project or transfer your junk onto the person you're working with. So in a way, it's the course is 4 days, and it's all about learning to recognise what's your junk. But in that process, the healing can take place. So this 4 days is very much about looking at your junk and then beginning to heal, which then gives you the momentum to continue healing. But also then as our project develops, it's also about then you can learn new skills to support other people and do it in a healthy way.